Hello class, this is a video tutorial on calculating profit or loss as a percentage. Profit and loss refer to whether the selling price is greater or less than the cost price, and the cost price is just known as another way of saying the original price. It's a profit if the selling price is greater than the cost price, and a sale is a loss if the selling price is less than the cost price. Profit and loss can be calculated as the difference between the selling and cost price, then expressed as a percentage. So let's do exactly that. Let's calculate the profit or loss in the following sales, then express it as a percentage of the cost price. So for this, we need to find the cost and the selling price. So for this, I'm going to label this as selling price and cost price. Okay, so let's find it. So our selling price for this one. So the selling price, well, it's sold at $19,000. Okay, and the cost price, well, it's $25,000. And now to calculate the profit or loss, right, we always do the selling price. Let's write this down. Profit or loss is always going to be the selling price subtracted by the cost price. In this case, it's going to be 19,000 minus 25,000. So this, it's a difference of 6,000, but if you look very carefully, 19,000 minus 25,000, it'll give us a negative $6,000. Because it's a negative, that means it is a loss of $6,000. And now we want to express this as a percentage of the cost price. Let's move this around a little bit to make some space for myself. Now for the percentage, well, 6,000 divided by the original, which is the cost price, so 25,000 times 100%. So expressing this as a percentage, 6,000 divided by 25,000, that's 0.24. Whoops, sorry, hang on. Except we need to multiply this by 100. So this is a 24% loss. Let's do another example here. I'll just leave my calculator open. A bike made for $150 is sold for $200. Okay, so they made it for, well, it's made. That means that's the cost price or the original. So cost price is equal to $150. And the selling price, it's sold for $200. So the profit or loss, well, that's the selling price, 200, minus the cost price of 150. That's a $50. Notice how in this example it's a positive number. So in this case, this is a profit. Now let's express this as a percentage of the original. So it's going to be 50 over, let me move this around a little bit, 50 over the original price times 100. So 50 over 150 times 100. That's 33.3 recurring percent. So that's equal to 33.3 recurring percent. And that is a profit. So that's a 33% profit. Let's do another example here. A house sold, wasn't supposed to close it. Anyway, let's move on. A house sold for $85,000. The word sold already gives it away, that the selling price is equal to $85,000. It was worth $500,000 3 years ago. Well, we don't know what the cost price was, but we do know originally that it was worth this much 3 years ago. So let's just say that the cost price here is $500,000. To calculate the profit or loss, we always do the selling price subtracted by the cost price, in which case that's going to be selling price of $850,000 minus $500,000. This, I can see, is going to be a $350,000. Because it's a positive number, this is going to be a profit. Expressing this as a percentage of the original, so 350,000 divided by the cost price, which is 500,000, times 100. Utilizing our calculator, so 350,000 divided by 500,000 times 100, that's 70%, and because it's a profit, we just write this down as a 70% profit. One last example here, and a phone, a $1,200 phone brand new, was sold to a friend for $300 3 years later. So sold, that's the selling price for $300. So selling price is $300, and it was brand new for $1,200. So the cost price was $1,200. So the profit or loss is equal to the selling price subtracted by the cost price. 300 minus 1,200. That's equal to negative $900, which means that is a loss because of the negative telling us that. Now let's express this as a percentage. 900 over the original times by 100, so 900 over 1,200 times 100%. That's a 75% loss. So I hope that gave you an insight into calculating profit and loss, as well as expressing that profit or loss as a percentage of the original value. Hope to see you in the next video. Best of luck.